Morning. How are we doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good. Hey Joe. Morning. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a corporate chef for Nobu. I look after the restaurants in New York, 57, and downtown, Washington, D.C., Dallas, and Atlantic City.
Here's 2 points.
Oh, what? So I started cooking in fish and chip shops in the north of England. I went to culinary college. I started working in modern British restaurants. I went to London to work in Nobu in 1998. And then after that, I was the chef in Matsuhisa in Mykonos, St. Moritz, Nobu. And then I opened Nobu 57 in New York in 2005. So in Nobu 57, we've recently opened Auxiliary Kitchen, and this is to take care of all our takeout, catering. A lot of our customers were asking us, can we do Nobu at home, in their businesses? They maybe couldn't come to the restaurant quite as much. We've adapted to this, and I think it's a really good way now we can reach out to more of our customers, and also they can experience it without coming to the restaurant all the time. The Nobu menu has a core of Nobu dishes that will be the same in all the restaurants. And we work really hard on the consistency to make sure those dishes are the same. So the black cod, for example, the box shrimp, king crab amazu. And then these dishes together, there's a flavor profiles and there's certain things that make it Nobu style, which are the Japanese ingredients, the Japanese techniques, the high quality of the ingredients, and then the flavors, soy sauce, a little bit of spiciness, the acidity. Traditionally, you wouldn't find in as many Japanese foods. When we go to make seasonal dishes, for example, in the East Coast, soft shell crabs are a very seasonal ingredient that we like to use. We'll then take that ingredient, use a Japanese technique of cooking it, which could be tempura, karaage, and then with Nobu sauces, Nobu flavors. When you have a whole meal and you have Nobu signature dishes, and then you eat a special seasonal dish, the ingredients will be really fresh and interesting and new, but it doesn't seem out of place in the meal as a whole. There should be a continual flow between all the dishes that we're serving.
So I'll do the Wagyu yuzu honey with the shishito and maitake, and crispy onions and mushrooms.
Okay.
And then I'll do king crab leg honey truffle.
So in the kitchen, when we come up with omakase dishes, we're thinking about the customers and what they want. Some of the customers have been here a lot of times and have had a lot of the signature dishes and obviously like those, but want something different. Other customers are the first time here, or they've only been a few times, but really want to see the whole range of dishes that Nobu does. And so we can put a menu together for them. So we can customize easily based on how many times and what the customer is really wanting. So if the customer hasn't been before, we'd probably do more signature dishes. We've probably put in some black cod, some the signature sashimi dishes. But for a lot of the customers who have the omakase, we're creating new dishes, but in a sort of Nobu style. We use generally the format we have is there'll be some kind of zensai or starter, and then will be couple of sashimi dishes, we'll do a sushi dish, we'll then generally do a fish dish from the kitchen, which will be a hot fish dish, we'll do normally a hot meat dish, depending on the customer preferences. Occasionally we'll do a shellfish dish in there, sometimes there'll be tempura, but there'll be a progression throughout the meal, and then we'll go on to desserts. There could be a pre-dessert, there could be, and then a dessert after, and obviously it can be paired sakes or wine, if that's what the customer wants as well. So When we're making our own dishes, I think it's really important that all the cooks have an idea. All the cooks who have been here any length of time and then become sous chefs have an idea of how to make the Nobu dishes and really what the essence of the cuisine is, and then they can put those dishes out to the customers. So it takes a long time training for the sous chefs to be able to get to the point where they're putting these dishes out on the menu. For example, now with Chef George in the kitchen, and I will go through with him on the omakase dishes, but he's also training the other sous chefs and also trying to bring in some of the cooks as well to watch and learn how we put together those dishes. So with the hot fish dishes, the hot meat dishes, which sauces we're using, what the portion size is, the way we present it to the customer. And the timing is very important. No one wants to wait so long in between courses, but also they want it paced nicely so they're not feeling rushed. This is something as small as that is a very important skill that the sous chefs need to learn.
One bacalhau.
5-piece butter lettuce, black cod. Big up. Chef George started with us in Nobu 57 and he worked his way up to a sous chef there. He has got a lot of experience before he came to Nobu in different cuisines, so he's got a very good wide range of culinary knowledge, and he's obviously a leader, and so now it's great watching him progress and teaching the cooks here, hopefully in the way, I've taught him, Nobu-san taught me, we've all helped each other out, and now he's doing the same to sort of a whole new generation of cooks that are here. I think, because you don't want to be full before you even start. Right. So, I mean, obviously, if it's maybe 6 people or more, then because that's still half a portion of something each.
Like 5, 6 pieces.
Okay, but certainly if it's like 3 or 4 people, for 12 top maybe. Big up. So at Nobu 57, Joe is our executive chef, and he has worked many years with me. And then when I started overseeing a few more locations, he's stepped up into that role. He brings a lot of his own personality into the dishes he's making. He's become a very complete chef now. I think being a chef of especially a large restaurant such as this takes a lot of different skills. The base level is being a really good cook, and then obviously all the management skills and his own personality which he brings to that, which is why he's managed to create his own teams and also develop his own cooking as well, bringing all different aspects of his experience into it, but following along in a Nobu way, and which obviously has come down from Nobu-san through me, through working with us for so long.
A lot of our staff have also worked here in all of our restaurants. We're really fortunate to have chefs and managers. A lot of people work for us for a long time. We know what to expect. We know each other. We have a real trust. We know what we all need, what we need to expect from the produce. So when it comes in the morning, we inspect it and we send back what we don't need.
You get all the chuck, JFC. It's rainy. We've got Baldo and JFC here. How you doing? Yeah, you got to do it above the. You can't do it in the racks. You got to do it on the. No. I just mean you got to put it on here, not in there. You know what I mean? Oh no, maybe it is working. Okay. Well, they fixed it.
So having worked with vendors and also a lot of our staff working here for a long time, 10, 15, 20 years often, we know the direction we're going and we know the standards that we need. And this makes things a lot smoother for the consistency, a lot easier if we're all on the same page. We all know how to work with each other.
Two miso. Thank you. And then 4 more classics. One salmon medium rare teriyaki. Okay, and then we have 2 classics to go down. Let's see if we get that.
So one thing I found really rewarding is watching people who've been in my team, people mentored and trained and develop. And as I've developed as well, they've developed and the restaurants have developed. People who started with me as interns and young cooks and now gone on to be executive chefs of restaurants. Many people go on to be sous chefs. Well, watching them grow has been really rewarding to me. And I think this is a natural way that we run the kitchens. And one of the things I really like about when we do have events for Nobu, and there can be people come together from the different restaurants to maybe put an event here or an event there. You can see, even though we've never met each other before and we've come from different Nobu restaurants, there's a commonality between everybody. We can communicate with each other. There's a certain feeling with each other, and this is great to see. I think it does run all the way through the different kitchens. But obviously it comes from the top, from Nobu-san, and then through us, through the chefs, and then through all the kitchens, through the people who work in the kitchens.
So with the staff food, we feed about anywhere from 100 to 150 people every day in the midday staff food, comida. So everybody, we break it up. Garmager makes salads, maybe they'll make a vegetable dish. Some of the prep cooks at the back cooking some chicken, making some pasta. Carl over here is making a chicken adobe. We always have vegetables. We'll have at least 1 protein. We have something for vegetarians. And we always have starch. So we always have rice. Everyone loves rice, of course. And then we'll normally sometimes have a pasta or potato dish. Normally 2 proteins, or normally chicken for everyone, and then another dish. And then we get that together just when we're finishing the end of lunch service. So we serve everyone at 3:30, and we serve it in the back room. So the managers serve everybody the meal that we've cooked, and we all line up out there in the back room. In the kitchen, each section will make their own dish. So 1 black cod will come on, the grill cooks are going to make the black cod, send it straight away. They're not waiting for other sections, tempura section, saute, to come together before they can send that black cod. The server has to know that black cod will take 8 minutes, for example, and we have to make it in 8 minutes. And then the server times out how long the food will be. They time out the service of the food. At lunchtime, however, we do have a lot of dishes coming together, such as the bento box. So there we'll have tempura, we'll have a few signatures, saute, with the grill coming together, and we sell a lot of these boxes. So at that point, the kitchen really has to work together to get those out. Show me 2.5. Yeah, I'll take 1 slice off and measure it. The 21. 3-ounce medium well Wagyu steak.
So Nobu food's based on traditional Japanese techniques, ingredients, adding Peruvian influences, the spice, the acidity of ceviches, while keeping the quality of the fish, quality of the produce, and melding that together. So it's always been creative food. New seasonings. Also, as we open restaurants around the world, there's going to be different influences coming from all these new openings, the new chefs, the new people we work with. And so the balance between tradition and modern is always really interesting to us, and it's not fixed. We're always trying to work on this. My favorite Nobu dish is whatever I'm working on at the moment. This is what I'm excited about. This is what I want to eat. This is what, I'm tasting with my chefs, and we're trying it this way or that way, or maybe, teaching it to the other chefs how to make it. And, this is what I get excited about, and this is what I want to be eating at this moment, as opposed to any particular dish. So my favourite kitchen tool has to be knives. Every chef has their own knives, looks after their own knives. I remember looking at some of the older sushi chefs' knife sets where you can see the handles just worn down. Instead of being a straight wooden handle, you can actually see it indented where their hands have been because they've been using the knives so long. It's such a personal thing. Knives have to be the best kitchen tool.
This knife was actually Hatsu-san. So Hatsu-san was the sushi chef who I opened here with, who unfortunately passed a year or two after we opened, and this was one of his knives that his wife then gave to me after he passed, and I cherish this knife, and it's a very beautiful knife.
So I think young chefs entering the industry need to find somewhere where they can be stimulated, they can learn, but also where they can be confident about themselves, and there's a nurturing environment as well, so that so you can grow. And this will depend on who the person is. Different places suit different people, but it's got to be somewhere that you're comfortable with, and that you are going to have people around you who will let you grow, I think. And then, as what's happened in Nobu, as the restaurants have grown, we've grown. And if you can find that environment, then it's a really good start. And then things such as the hard work, the focus, I think every chef's going to have that naturally anyway.